Here's what I learned hosting an IRL event last Saturday in Washington, D.C. for about 200 people. Hi, I'm Anela Malik, founder of Feed the Malik. I have a book coming out published by Nat Geo on September 9th. And last week in D.C., I hosted a fundraiser and screening for an indie web series that I've been working on this year that about 200 people showed up to. So here's what I learned. 1, as a creator, your personal story is the most powerful tool you have. People connect to you because of that story. They will support you. They will want to learn more about what you're working on because of that story. And in my case, I've shared some very tough personal moments over the last few years, all while protecting my privacy, never sharing more details than I'm comfortable with sharing. And it's those moments that at this event, when people came up to me, they were very kind and talked about why they were here, why they wanted to support this web series, which is a Black food and travel series. They said they actually want to support me because they've connected to my story. Even though the aspects of my story that they often connect to, my divorce and healing from divorce, have nothing to do with the web series. So for creators and storytellers and marketers, finding ways to bring in a human element that's real, and I know this is an overused term, authentic, is key. And number 2, reach and engagement do not necessarily correlate with conversion or sales. And I see this all the time in the influencer marketing landscape where brands will be really concerned about sales, but then when they're designing campaigns with influencers and tracking metrics from those campaigns, they're tracking reach and engagement. And I say this because for the 2 weeks that I was promoting this event on social media, I didn't have a single post that did particularly well. In fact, most of those posts, when you're looking at reach, when you're looking at engagement, when you're even looking at views, did not perform as well as much of my content. And so if you had just looked at those numbers, you would have assumed, oh, people are not clued in, they don't care about this web series, and they're not going to show up to this event. That's not the case. And I've seen this over and over again when I've hosted events for my group trips. I'll have a group trip video get 234 views, but it'll make $5,000, $10,000, $12,000 in sales. And the third thing I learned, which is the most important, collaboration over competition always. I had creator friends, influencer friends who showed up early to help me set up, who were walking around with raffle tickets, literally making sales on the floor, talking people through the raffle. They had the QR codes so people could donate to the Indiegogo, to the crowdfunder right there. And these are people, some of whom who collaborated together before, who I know. We live in the same city. Sometimes we cover the same things, but we all approach this work as if there's space for all of us, and that when one of us rises, they bring the other ones with them. And so there's no competition or weird jealousy. It is a beautiful thing, and I could not have gotten to where I am today without those types of creators in my network, those people in my life. Collaboration over competition always, and I'm just really grateful for them.